What's up, everybody? Joe with Joe's Golden Garage. Just wanted to give you all a brief little update on the 2015 Lincoln MKZ that I picked up at auction back in the spring. I did a couple of videos on it a few months ago, how I made this one mine after the Saab was sold. It's been a great car. I got it washed and cleaned up on the outside today. It's a cold day here in Georgia. It's like 49 degrees, maybe 50-ish. I don't know. It's cold. Cool. It's cool. But I just thought I'd do a little walk around on the car, tell you a little bit about my experience so far. Overall, I do really like the car. There's some things I like about it better than the Saab, and there's a couple of things I don't like about it, and I'll tell you a little bit about it, but we'll just walk around it real quick. First of all, it's a 2015 hybrid MKZ, and to have almost 189,000 miles, it is really in good condition. I mean, it's a beautiful car. It was well kept. It doesn't have any body damage. Got a few little weird things that I've noticed is common on Ford Fusions and these MKZs is this cracking in the plastic, or delamination rather. It's not dirt. It looks like raindrops, but it's actually delaminating. The keypad's here. There it is. Keypad's right there. I don't know the code, so I don't use it. Got a little bit of weird stuff going on along the edge of the windshield. Not real sure what that is. Maybe it is delaminating a little bit. Who knows? But sunroof, no leaks. Working great. I've got some smudges here on the door that I cannot get out. I have tried waxing it out. I cannot get it out. So there is a blemish there. Everything else looking pretty good. It's got nice metallic paint. See the metallic? It's real nice. Just been a great little car. Hadn't had any real issues. I've put a couple of thousand miles on it. The tint is starting to let go in 2 spots here on the rear window. It's a nice tint job on this car. It's got, when I bought it, it has a set of Michelins on it. I'm still running the 2 back Michelins. They've got a little bit of tread left. I'd say about 20%. But the ones on the front had started to wear really bad on the inside. And I was having a hard time on rough roads with my steering. I was having to constantly correct a lot. And what I discovered was it was terribly out of line. So I just got it back this weekend from having a full service oil change. 2 new tires put on the front. I did not go with Michelin's this time because they were so damn expensive. I went with a tire called a Milestar tire. And I was a little bit... Look at that, 188,901. I was a little bit hesitant with that brand tire. Milestar. Yeah, I think it's made by the Multi-Mile company. But when I saw the tread when I saw the tread pattern on this tire, look at that. I mean, look at these grooves. It is the first tire I've ever had where you can get down on the ground and you can look through if you get just right. Well, I have the tire turned the wrong way. You can actually see daylight on the other side. That's how deep the freaking tread is on this tire. But anyway, getting a couple of those, an alignment, and did wonders. I mean, wonders for the drivability of this car. I just now power folded my mirrors for some reason. Excuse me while I cough. Been battling this little winter cold. I washed the outside and just basically kind of wiped down. I forgot to do the top of my dash, and I forgot to do up here. You know, this is a work car. It gets extremely nasty in here with, you know, handling metal all day. It gets greasy. The seats get stained. So I was just trying to get the basic stains off the doors, because I pick up and carry an fellow employee to work and home every day, and he's really gross. But anyway, I try to keep it fairly clean. But a few things to talk about. I love this car because of the technology. For 2015, it really does have a lot of tech. You know, it's got, well, the hybrid system, for number one, is just brilliant. It is so cool. You know, it works so well, and transitions from gas to electric, it just went to electric, and you can hardly even feel it. All you can hear is just the noise of the engine kind of go away when you're sitting at idle. But when you're driving, there's absolutely no sensation whatsoever, or no change in sound when you go from gas to electric, when you're just cruising around. Now, when you're stopping, going through downtown, you know, going through red lights, yes, you can feel the engine kick on and off and what have you. But if you're just cruising down a 45 or 55 mile an hour road, it'll dip in and out of EV mode and gas, and you can't ever tell it. So that works pretty good. The one thing I don't like about it is the 4-cylinder 2-liter, I think it's an Atkinson cycle engine, is noisy with the CVT. I don't like a CVT. I've gotten used to the CVT, but I do not like them. I miss that about my Saab. I miss my 6-speed automatic. I also miss my turbo power of my Saab. But drivability wise, as far as like handling and you know, feel of the car, sportiness, going down the interstate at 80, 90 miles an hour, like y'all know, you know, I'm always flying. This car is just as stable as a Mercedes, a Saab, you know, a Volvo, you know, any German brand. It is just hunkered down, and the steering weight's up nice, and it just drives straight as an arrow and has a really good ride. So that's nice. I've enjoyed the heated seats, heated steering wheel, AC seats. That's nice. Didn't have that in the Saab. It's got a kick-ass sound system. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It'll Bluetooth without having to hook it up. It has built-in XM radio, which is nice. Oh dear. But yeah, it's got a good thumping radio. You can feel the beat and the bass in the seat backs. We'll just take her around the block real quick. Oh, and I do like the push button. I have grown pretty fond of that. Now we're in EV mode, of course, right now. And it will stay in EV mode when it knows I'm getting close to my house or I'm getting close to the office. It will stick to EV. A little plus symbol will come up down here where it says EV. It'll say EV plus, and that means it knows I'm close to the house. Didn't want to put you guys in the sun. It knows I'm close to the house, and it will stay in electric mode only, which it's doing right now. So that's pretty nice. So you can cruise in your last few minutes home, last few minutes to work, and be on electric power only. So I really like that. That's really a cool deal. But yeah, seating comfort's great. It's not as roomy of a car on the inside, especially the back seat, as the Saab, but I'm extremely comfortable in the front. I like the console. I like, yeah, I like this. This all works. Everything's within good touch and pretty easy to figure out. The only frustrating item is using the slide bar for the fan, or the plus and the negative for the temperature. So what I did is I just got my up there on the dash, and you can just use this to adjust your temp. And then if you want to go to fan speed, you just push it over right one, and then you can adjust your fan. And that just works out so much easier. So I've got it just set to this one steering wheel, and that works pretty good. So you don't have to futz around with this slider touch fan. These buttons, none of them are very sensitive. I find myself having to punch them sometimes several times to get them to work. And especially since I'm a shaky guy, sometimes I'll be trying to hit the heated seat button, and I hit the AC button instead, and then I got to get it turned off and try again at the heat, so it gets a little frustrating. This thing's pretty quick though, but it's not that Saab turbo smooth, quiet, quick. There's lots of engine noise when you're really pushing it hard, where the Saab was pretty quiet. But this thing will absolutely fly. You get it on the interstate, oh my God, it'll fly, man. It is governed to 109 miles an hour. It shows 110 on my speedometer, but GPS and online says it's governed at 109. So which I guess that's okay, considering it's a hybrid. They don't want you to blow the damn thing up, I guess. But I'll just kind of give it a little stab here off the line. It gets up and goes pretty good, but as you could hear the, the engine roar. But I've gotten used to it. It's all about getting used to things. But the nicest thing about this car versus the Saab is just the peace of mind, and I'm just so bummed at how unreliable my 2011 9.5 was. I mean, I know those cars had Achilles heels, and I took care of them. New turbo, new timing chain, but the timing chain issues just kept coming back. I don't know if it was an incompetent mechanic, even though he was a Saab technician. I don't know why, but I just got sick and tired of dealing with it. Plus, the heated seats would cut on and off of their own. Only one power mirror, folding mirror worked. You know, it had some electrical gremlins, you know, things that didn't work, especially with the pain in the ass tail lights. That's real common on those Saab 9.5s. So, yeah, this has been a very different change. Funny thing is, I do get people compliment me on this car. I guess MKZs are not, I mean, they're not as rare as my Saab 9.5 was, but you don't see as many on the road as you thought you might would. And especially this first generation body style with the more sleek pointed nose. I get people, you know, give me, you know, at the gas station, hey, that's a good looking Lincoln, you know, oh, I like your wheels, da 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 da. That's sharp and black, you know, da 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 da. And I'm like, it's a hybrid too. And everybody is always so shocked. They're like, what? And I'm averaging right at 39.4 miles per gallon, and that is a lifetime average. So it, you know, lifetime, I haven't reset it. I've just let it do its thing, and that's hard to beat. I can throw $20 gas in this thing, and I drove, let's see, almost to Chattanooga and back yesterday. And I've still got a little under a half a tank right here, a little under a half a tank. That will get me through my entire work week. $20 in gas. I mean, what the hell? You can't beat that. Anyway, this video's gotten a little long. I thought I would just share a few things. I'm trying to think, you know, there's just a lot more options and features on this car that just make it a luxury car, and so nice and so easy to live with. And it's been trouble-free so far. You know, who knows about this CVT though, you know, especially with this thing pushing, you know, 190,000 miles. Car was always dealer serviced. Hopefully they serviced it a couple of times. I've been thinking about getting it serviced myself. But it performs like it's supposed to. All 188 screaming horsepower. Anyway, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Sorry for the long update. I meant for it to be real short, but you know me, I get to talking. So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. We'll see you next time. Peace.